A lot of us really need to get back to the source, and we are all connected. That's for real, y'all. And knowledge is power. I want to see you all educate yourselves on, ethically sourcing everything. You know, don't just take my word for it. Documentaries are powerful, and a lot of us have, normalized our consumption because of the, what's going on in the world. Seaspiracy, just like Cowspiracy, What the Health, a lot of these other documentaries, if they're not impacting, if they don't make you think, maybe you're a little desensitized and just gotta like see the connection between what else is going on.
That's the voice of Dr. Etef, DJ Cavem, Vita, the OG, the organic gardener, the eco hip hop artist, the educator, the doctor, the vegan chef, the bar spitter, the truth seeker, the genius himself all the way from Denver, the chef. I call him the chef because the man invited me into his home, Tracy G, and he made me some of the most enriched food, and his queen made the best pancakes I ever tasted.
And you ate it all.
Alchemia Earth, salute to that queen. And welcome him back to the show, the one and only DJ Cavem, ladies and gentlemen, Cavem.
Hey!
Peace, love, peace and love. What's happening, family?
What's up?
What's happening?
Man. Come on, man. Me and this brother, man, we got a chance to finally sit down when my daughter abandoned me in Denver. Cable matter.
Bye, Daddy.
Yo, Cable matter. Remember the brief moment you saw Kiyomi?
Yeah, man. She definitely reminds me of my own. When it comes down to the culture, they A-likes, man. They're definitely independent. These new indigo children,
Yes, indeed. These indigo children, they got something special. They're gifted. That's what you're seeing in this generation coming up right now. And we talked a whole lot, man. And one of the things that Cavem showed me on DJ Cavem is, Etef, a.k.a. DJ Cavem. If you recall, back in 2017, he came on the show when we broadcasted in Denver, and he did this demonstration of how electrical current can pass through produce. And he was able, what was that you were doing, bro? Can you break that down?
Yeah, man. It was called plant-based records. Basically, you take copper wire with a homemade MIDI device, and then you drop beats with beats using all kind of different styles. Man, we dropped a TED Talk about it. Now you see it's a vibe. It's a thing that I think people are using to show how food is electric, food is energy. You know what I mean? And it depends on what you put in your body. We was trying to show the whole concept around plant-based eating. So shout out to the squad, my man Detour Thomas Evans, who helped me design that whole piece for the whole performance. So, yeah, my man.
Yeah, man. It's Earth Day, and we were talking about having you come on and talk about Earth Day. One of the things that you've done that's really incredible using technology is your last project, Biomimics. You actually did something really interesting. You provided an album and a project, and you also provide a pack of seeds that people can grow. Tell us about that concept.
Yeah, thank you for the acknowledgement. I mean, the energy of it was really to talk about how we can flood our community with what we need. We saw in the past that our community was flooded with drugs. So basically, it's like, all right, we're going to flood the community with seeds and see how this works to create cooperative economics. The concept was a trap album called Biomimics. You can get it, pretty much wherever you can find and download music. But the concept was to show people that you can, create a career and a lifestyle around urban agriculture and growing in the inner city. It was the best thing to actually offset carbon in the inner city. At the same time, it's the best thing that we can do to create those green jobs and be able to help for our whole health and our whole family. You know what I'm saying? So the concept of that was beautiful. Now that we release music videos like Sprout That Life and trying to show people the concept around what it is, Earth Day was a beautiful time to basically bring this to the community. You already know. Listening party happened at the Giants Stadium in the dugout garden, with all the youth coming in from the HUD. I wanted to make sure that they heard it first. And then, the way that we broke it down, my man Brian Terry chopped up the food. He just dropped that new book called The Vegetable Kingdom. So we've been celebrating, the music and the seeds and the books, all this together as a community. But it wasn't just about just bringing the seeds. We had to like reprogram and show how we can decolonize the kitchen. We went directly into the community and started doing workshops. And this is showing people how to grow food, but not just that, how to harvest the food, go to the farmer's market, and then literally prepare a traceable source locally grown. Because we needed to show how we can support each other and what that looks like. So this is a full-on community of biomimicry, mimicking the earth and going back to that. It's kind of like an ancient wisdom for present problems. And so the album is the first certified USDA organic hip-hop album ever. We dropped it in packets of seeds, literally packets of seeds with growing instructions on the inside, but the whole thing has the concepts and the QR code on the back for people to download it,
It's incredible.
Love it.
Yo, Tracy, the QR code, HB, I just pointed my phone at it, and I started listening to his album. I was like, oh, my gosh, this is genius. This is genius.
It's
different.
Both innovative and ancient at the same time. I love that intersection. I'm interested in knowing how, because, myself, HB, Sway, we live in the tri-state area, and we live in, especially me being in Brooklyn. I think to myself, this doesn't feel like a nice harvest land. You know what I mean? For me to be growing. How easy is it to do this when you're in very populated cities?
That's exactly why this next album has the same concept around that. It's called Concrete Garden. I felt that it was a beautiful opportunity to talk to people about how to grow in the inner cities. I live in Colorado. We've been growing a lot. People grow indoors. People grow in their closet out here, But the whole thing is just like kind of transforming this conversation into like not just plant-based medicines, but also using food as medicine, right? So, I've seen people grow on their windowsill. Definitely the microbiotic greens. People are growing sprouts, literally small sprout kits on top of the refrigerator. It only takes like maybe about 2.5 weeks to be able to get you some sunflower sprouts. That's high nutrient dense. If it's strong enough to push through concrete, it's definitely strong enough, to be able to give you that nutrients and everything that it actually comes with. So,
right.
I'm all about inner city foraging and making sure that the things are happening. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the stuff that is available is right here on the ground in nature, permaculturally provided. You know what I mean? For instance, like last year, pandemic hit. I was like, I was literally supposed to go on tour and distribute over 42,000 packets of seeds. I realized that I needed to actually communicate and connect with friends and family who are urban farmers in need. I was like, so I started distributing packets. I realized that people just needed the food regardless, even if they needed the music. People are growing outside of their homes because they don't want to grow grass anymore, And things like mullein were naturally pulling up through the ground, and dandelions were pulling up, and that's the real nutrients right there. So we basically trying to encourage, the local and the native plants in our community to propagate those at the same time, influence each other to use plant-based medicines with the music, with the style.
Mm-hmm. I love it because what he's naming, what he's talking about, citizens, if you do your research, and Peace, thank you so much for being with us again. I appreciate you. This is Heather. What he's talking about, citizens, the mullein and the dandelion, they make for great teas, man. I mean, you just sip on those teas and your whole life, you just watch your body feel different. Your energy changes, your digestive system, everything. Like, they make for great, great teas. And those are something that the dandelion I knew about for years because my great-grandmother always told us about that, but the mullein I found out about early last year through G Herbo. Shout out to G Herbo. Love you, nephew, for real.
Word. Yeah. The things like that, and all the way down from like Tulsi, to, a lot of people are growing basil nowadays, but like, Tulsi originally, started in India, and it was used for so many different, ailments around the board. Like, a lot of these herbs and teas, these ancient medicines is the reason why we're here. Shout out to all the shamans. Shout out to all the healers from back in the day, because I feel like, that's going to lead us in this next future of like how to like, go back to the roots of our teas and our juices and really taking this to a whole nother level. But yeah, I'm excited with y'all. It's Earth Day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
absolutely.
So can I ask you, because I don't want to get into your own personal medical business, but with you being so, pro herbs and being an herbalist and growing a natural own, have you had to have a lot of debate and fights with people, even within your family, in terms of getting a vaccine or receiving a vaccine?
Hey, I mean, I'm vegan. I've been vegan for over 23 years, and so it's not happening. I mean, most vaccines aren't vegan, so I mean, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all do you, but I'm gonna be real. Like, I just don't take it because it's not. I know it got all kind of other stuff in it too, but we ain't gotta have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? I think I think what's really going on in the world about like taking responsibility for our health doesn't just start with the lab coats. I think it starts with just peeping those small things. That runny nose. That bad breath, or what I mean, that pain in the lower back. Sometimes we might just need more water. Sometimes we might just need more sunlight. You might just need to just go ahead and just like slide into the produce section real quick. And that's kind of like the whole conversation about kind of reintroducing and remembering. A lot of us, especially when it comes to green in the hood, we know how to be green. We know how to recycle, reduce, reuse, and go to the thrift store. And that stuff wasn't new for us. And that was definitely a cultural phenomenon for people who are like learning about how to be sustainable. But what that looks like for us, sometimes left out of our food culture, and that's what we're here to basically reclaim. Reclaiming the land and reclaiming this whole identity of like, putting activism towards water conservation, not only in Flint, Michigan, but in the Navajo reservation, all the way down to like so many other things to fight for. It's not just our health, and I feel like that camaraderie is really where like the heart of activism is. And, the whole reason that I'm compassionate with my plate is because it's unnecessary. And plus, we know the trauma. I know I can't walk into a school right now and show somebody how to skin a chicken, but I can definitely chop up a cabbage 5 ways and probably stew it in front of them in the next 20 minutes. And so thinking about that conversation knows that people are desensitized from the things that they feel that they need, but without them even doing the knowledge. So, I'm here to just bring knowledge to them, the conversation of what we're doing with plant-based records, the squad, we dropping it through all different things. There's so many different projects. We can heal climate change. There's so many different ideas. I'm featured in a new Leonardo DiCaprio documentary called Ice on Fire.
That's what's up.
Come on,
man.
It
was online and not. You know what I mean? But the conversation was about how to heal, the planet and the whole issue, with solutions facing climate change. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things. Right now, we doing it. You know what I mean? And then the Queen and I have our nonprofit organization that's continuing to donate seeds to urban farmers in need. And we've just been raising funds off our GoFundMe at Vita Earth. And that's how people find us, you know what I'm saying?
Vita Earth Foundation, Alchemia Earth, that's his queen. She made some pancakes for us this weekend. I don't know what those things were. I think they sent them from the pearly gates. I'm not sure what it was made out of. Yo, Cavem was making juices, man. My skin been glowing ever since I left the house. And you're releasing the project today. What you releasing today? And I want folks to follow you too. What are you releasing today?
Man, brand new music. Just released a song called "Pull Up on the Gate." Check out the video. Definitely, it's on YouTube. You know what it is. Follow me on Instagram at Etef. That's spelled IETEF. Etef. And you can find me Instagram, Twitter. I'm gonna be shouting out, people all day. Celebrating this concept of what it looks like. Pull Up on the Gate is a music video that talks about social justice and the urban agriculture perspective, right? So, I grew up landscaping. That was some of my first green jobs, was cutting grass. Like, I had to get the money. And I thought about it from a perspective of, like, what we can do to also see this as, like, stewards of the land. So I went back to the days, when I was on the corner hustling greens, right? Literally, and put that back into, to a perspective for people to see what it was like for me. So check out the new video, Pull Up on the Gate, coming off of the Concrete Garden album, and if you're a fan and already loving it, check out the last album, Biomimics, dedicated to biomimicry. That's spelled bio, MIMICZ, and you know how to find it online, you know, anywhere where they streaming music. But you know, like I said, you know, this is deeper than that. You know, we bringing food to the people. You already know we got the distribution in the Bronx, we got it in Queens, and we also got it in Brooklyn, bringing vegan food to New York City. If you out there, check out Plant Tega and follow my man How to Be Vegan in the Hood, Eric, because you know he been basically bringing that vegan chopped cheese to the blocks. And that's the real energy. It's like how we can transform and bring access to our community more than just seeds. We bring in food, we bring in culture, you know what I mean? And we're showing how we redefine the image of wealth, because sustainability, you know, maybe it looks like bringing that bag, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it looks like going ahead and keeping that reusable straw and, you know, recycling and composting the best that you can, you know, and paying attention. And that's what it's all about. We taking time with this, and this music is a way. So you know how to get it.
There you go. Etef Vita, man. I actually got, man, my brother on the line because he's up next, but I thought he might enjoy this conversation because he's a global man. He's a worldly man, and we've seen him redefine who we are and taught us how to evolve as people and individuals. I got the one and only Ice-T online right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Ice-T.
What's up, family?
Okay.
What up, Big Sway? What up, people? What up, neighborhood? How y'all doing?
We good, family. We good, brother.
Come on, man. Ice-T, I know we had you on hold, but this my brother, Dr. Etef, a.k.a. DJ Cavem. And, man, I was with him in Denver this weekend, Ice, and he was telling me a way that we could start selling produce and make as much money, if not more, than people who are on the streets hustling or selling drugs. And
absolutely. I always tell people most drugs is just a 50% markup. You know what I'm saying? You got to cut it and then flip it. It only make 50%. There's a lot of other hustles than just drugs, man. Trust me. So, yeah, I could sell a tomato. I might have a bigger margin, honestly.
There you go. Cavem, that's what we were talking about, right?
Exactly. You know, I was just saying the vibe with it. Like, you know, I'm looking at how much the price of vinyl was. I'm like, all right, look, I can get a petroleum-based product that literally is going to be obsolete in the future, especially when I'm looking at my ride. I'm thinking about the culture that I was able to take the same profit margin that I would have put towards investing in vinyl, putting that in toward packaging and relabeling organic, locally grown, at the same time heirloom organic seeds and packaging that to be able to like put a QR code on the back to teach people how to grow food. Family, come on! Like I was like, yeah, this is way better than the hustle. You know what I mean? Because I thought about it like, I'm getting like 42,000 packets of seeds for what I would have got like 100 pieces of vinyl. Word.
There you go. Hey, DJ Cavem, man, congratulations once again. Tell people how they can reach you, and we're going to play the new music and how they can get to the new music.
Definitely. Yo, find me on Instagram at IETEF. Find me right there, chefetef.com. You know what it is. Shout out to my little brother, Shateska. Shout out to the squad, DMD. You know what I mean? But the real thing is you need that organic food. Go to Plant Tega. EatPlantTega.com so you can find a location for the bodegas that's flipping organic food. And if you need seeds, you know what it is. One love. Vita Earth Fund.
Love it.
Okay.
Happy Earth Day, bro.
Happy Earth Day, brother. Tell her the name of the song is Pull Up to the Gate.
Pull Up on the Gate. Coming off the Concrete Garden album. One love, y'all. Peace.